We understand that getting a copyright strike can be disappointing and worrying for creators. We also know that creators often don't break the rules intentionally and just want to get back to making great content. So let's walk through a bit about what copyright strikes are so you can understand why they happen and what actions you can take when you get a strike. First, how does copyright work and what is a copyright strike? Copyright gives the creator of an original work certain exclusive legal rights to determine how it's used. That typically means you can't use someone else's videos, music, or other copyrighted work in your videos without their permission. And giving credit to the owner or using phrases and disclaimers like "all rights go to the author," "no infringement intended," or "I do not own" does not mean that you can use the content. YouTube has certain legal obligations to respond to allegations of copyright infringement when we're properly notified about it. We're also required to have a policy in place that can terminate users who repeatedly infringe on other people's copyright on YouTube. So, we set up a copyright strike system. If you get a copyright strike, it means that a rights holder requested the removal of their copyright-protected content from your video. When a copyright removal request is submitted, we review it. Then, if we determine that it appears valid, we remove the video from YouTube and issue a strike to comply with copyright law. Can a copyright strike be sent by mistake? YouTube has dedicated teams working to detect and prevent the abuse or invalid use of our tools, and we terminate tens of thousands of accounts each year that try to abuse our copyright tools. So when a copyright removal request is submitted, YouTube reviews it to make sure it has the information required and shows no signs of abuse. However, if you believe your video was taken down unfairly due to an abusive, invalid, or mistaken copyright strike, there are actions that you can take. So now, let's walk through options you have if you receive a copyright strike. You can wait for the strike to expire. Copyright strikes expire after 90 days, as long as you have less than 3 strikes. You'll also need to go through copyright school for any strike to expire. You only need to complete copyright school once, and it aims to help creators understand copyright principles and how they're enforced on YouTube. If you believe your video was taken down by mistake or due to an abusive copyright strike, you can submit a counter notification. This is a legal request for YouTube to reinstate content that was removed due to a copyright removal request. Be sure to include valid reasons for why you believe the copyright removal was unjustified. YouTube cannot determine ownership or mediate on behalf of content owners. When it comes to submitting a counter notification, here are some things you may wish to do. Document everything. Keep records of all communication, notices, and evidence you have to support your case. And understand fair use. Familiarize yourself with fair use laws and guidelines to see if it's relevant for your case. Another action you can take is to contact the claimant directly. Try reaching out to the person or entity who filed the copyright strike. It's possible they made a mistake or are willing to retract the claim. Note that you can always find more information about your copyright strike by going to YouTube Studio, then Content, then filtering by copyright, and going to the restrictions column. If your copyright issue is complex, or if you're unsure about the process, seeking legal advice may be helpful. This may also be relevant if you're concerned about disclosing your personal information to the claimant who removed your video. You may authorize a representative, like an attorney, to email a counter notification on your behalf to copyright@youtube.com. Note that if you receive 3 active copyright strikes in 90 days, your account can be terminated, and your videos can be removed from YouTube. There is no warning for copyright strikes, but the first 2 strikes have no impact on your account or what features you can access. To learn more about copyright strikes, check out the links in the description. Thanks for watching.